I remember when I used to believe that dyslexia would hold me back from financial success. Now I get to make videos about people like Richard Branson, who is dyslexic, who is worth an estimated $3 billion. Here's a quick timeline of Richard Branson. He was born in 1950. When he was 16, he dropped out of school. When he was 20, he started his first Virgin business. He continued to open up additional Virgin businesses like an airline. Then in the early 2000s, he grew the Virgin brand into space travel, and he continues to expand the Virgin brand and businesses to this day. Richard Branson is known for disrupting multiple industries. To start off, the music industry. He signed non-conventional people like the Sex Pistols. I love music. Music invokes all kinds of different emotions, and I love listening to all different genres of music. And I think it's awesome that he was willing to take chances on artists who wouldn't have been exposed to the mainstream if it wasn't for people like him. And you gotta think, that was early, that was before YouTube and Spotify. Music was a little harder to get access to, and there was a lot more gatekeepers. So he kind of broke that industry open a little. The airline industry. There's an awesome story in his book that he talks about one of the motivating factors to get into the airline industry. I love reading about this experience that he had. He created a brand that was really amazing and just a coveted experience. I remember being in airports and seeing their terminals. Man, that looks really cool. It kind of had that rock star kind of vibe to it. And besides just the experience that you would have flying on one of his airlines, the way that he structured the airline was very unique. He really diminished his liability in starting an airline by how he negotiated with the airlines who gave him the planes. He also disrupted space travel. This was largely overseen by the government. He was one of the first companies to get into space travel. It's become a more common thing with, billionaires, with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, but he was definitely one of the first people to get into this. And regardless of his success in that industry, he kind of laid the framework. He helped open the industry to public people getting involved, which will help lay the framework for people to build on top of it. Another thing that he's been really successful at is cross-industry branding. The Virgin brand is involved in all types of different industry. And one of the things that, at least from the outside, it looks like he's done so well with is just being known. And before the age of social media, he found ways to gather attention to him. Maybe he was skydiving, or maybe he was wakeboarding or surfing in the nude. There's all kinds of different things that were just controversial that brought attention to him and his brand. One of the great things about dyslexics is we're able to see opportunities where maybe other people aren't seeing them. We can also see underutilized products or brands where we can expand them, make them bigger, or use them in a new way that will help boost their exposure in the marketplace. Richard Branson has been open about his dyslexia and his struggles in school and just in education in general. He dropped out of school when he was 16, but regardless of his struggles, he's found ways to overcome those struggles and turn them into benefits. In fact, he talks about dyslexia not being a disability, but rather being an advantage. It gives him a way of looking at things differently so that he's able to be more successful with the businesses that he runs. Here are some key points about his perspective with dyslexia. Innovative thinking. We already know this to be true about dyslexia from some of the other content that we've been doing, that when you have dyslexia, it enables you to think outside the box. We use that phrase a lot, but it's really crucial to how the dyslexic mind works. You have to be able to be creative and innovate because you don't have the same tools that everyone else has. Simplifying. It is important to simplify things. Even Charlie Munger, who's not dyslexic, talks about this. The business that you're investing in or that you're trying to build should be as simple as possible. There's no reason to make it more complicated. Life is already complicated and difficult enough. So one of the things about dyslexia, because you struggle reading a simple piece of paper or reading an email, you want to simplify the business so that you can focus on the things that really matter, which is serving the customer or delivering the product. Due to Richard Branson's dyslexia, he prefers straightforward thinking and clear communication. Delegation. This is a really important thing to be good at. You want to be able to delegate so that you have more time to focus on the things that you're good at and that drive revenue in your business. There are key things that you need to keep in mind when delegating that I won't go into right now, but delegation is a key factor to growing a business, whether you're dyslexic or not. Richard would surround himself with people that he could delegate things to that filled in his weaknesses to make him stronger and make him more productive. Awareness. He's really worked hard in bringing awareness to dyslexia and what dyslexia is, and trying to get the school systems to better serve kids with dyslexia. This really goes to the heart of what we're trying to do with the Dyslexic Hustle, is try to bring more awareness and tools to individuals with dyslexia. The school system has not done a great job with educating people with dyslexia and helping kids that have dyslexia. So we're really hoping to be able to raise the bar with awareness and tools to make kids and adults more comfortable with what dyslexia is and how to overcome it. This is an ongoing thing that we'll be doing for the next few years, and really look forward to seeing what this looks like down the road. Richard Branson is a successful business icon. He obviously cares about the next generation. You can see his work with dyslexia, within business, within space travel, and helping the environment. Regardless of your views or if you agree with all of his initiatives, he is definitely looking to leave the world a better place.